make any promises to the nations. God only made the promises to Israel. To the nations of the world, he only shows grace. To Israel, he shows faithfulness. Which one's better? I don't know, because the result is the same. Whether by faithfulness or by grace, you still receive the same adoption in the God's family. Both ways, it results in exactly the same thing. You do not receive a second-class relationship with God through grace. It's not in any way inferior to the relationship with God you receive through his faithfulness. So, it does seem like God made promise to the individual person, says everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God says that to both Jew and non-Jew, to an individual person. But even then, he's saved according to what? Again, Jew is saved according to faithfulness, the promises, and non-Jew is saved according to grace. But both of them have to call upon the name of the Lord, right? And it says in Romans 3:30, it says, seeing it is one God, which shall justify the circumcision by or from, it says ek pisteos, from faith, and uncircumcision through dia pisteos, through faith. So what's the difference between from and through? What's the difference between from and through? It's like, you have an appliance and you want to plug it into the plug and you plug it and it's fine, right? But if you want to reach somewhere else further in the house, you have to have an extension cord. So if you plug it directly with its natural cord, I would say it's like from the source. But if you plug it through the extension cord, it's through the extension cord. But you have the same exact function of the appliance. It just reaches further. It gives you a further reach. And what does it say in Isaiah? Shalom, shalom l'rachok v'l'karov. Peace, peace to those that are far and those that are near. So this is it's an extension of the same reach that God offers to both Jews and non-Jews. That's what grace achieves. Grace achieves the extension of the reach of God's goodness. Whereas to the Jews is through the promises, to the Gentiles is through grace. So therefore, I'd like to argue that the role of Israel and the individual Jews is to demonstrate that God is faithful to his promises. When a Jew believes that Yeshua is the Mashiach, that Jew demonstrates that God is faithful. When a non-Jew believes that Yeshua is the Messiah, that Gentile demonstrates that God is gracious. And both of those things need to be shown. Because if one thing is there and the other thing is there, we don't get the full picture of God, who is both faithful and gracious. You need to show God from both, sides, from both, it's the facets of how God reveals himself to the world. These are facets of how you demonstrate who God is. And so by necessity, you need the two. The role of Israel is not done. It's not an artifact, but rather it's a testimony to God's faithfulness to the promises. And a testimony of the nations is a testimony of how gracious and good he is. It's like we say in the Shema, there's two blessings before the Shema. The first one is Yotzer HaMeorot, and the second one is Ahava Rabbah. The first one is who created the lights and the heavens and the universe. And the other one is that he, with great love, you loved your house of Israel. It's the same thing. First, you demonstrate how powerful he is and how all of that he does works in unison and orderly. But the second one, you demonstrate that he is actually also loving in addition to that. And you have to have both. Even though it's intermixed, even though, of course, he chooses Israel through love, it's all like you reveal all of that. In addition to God's faithfulness to Israel, there's also grace there as well, of course. But the primary there is faithfulness.